can you just give us like a little summary version of I know it's hard to give a summary version when it's such a big story, as to how it came about that you're actually channeling a man?
It just was thrust upon me is probably the best way to speak about it. And it was 25 odd years ago when I had given myself chronic fatigue syndrome. But one of the things I did to heal myself from chronic fatigue is meditate. And I used to meditate a lot. And I used to I was guided at one point when I was in the ski team by a sports psychologist to meditate in a cellar. You know, imagine yourself walking downstairs into this cellar and movie screen and all sorts of stuff within this sort of cellar. And when I got chronic fatigue, when I was sick, I started meditating in that same cellar. And then one day that cellar turned into a pyramid. And not long after it turned into a pyramid, I had a visit from a being who came and sat opposite me and started telling me stuff that was going to happen. And again, I'd never been exposed really to channeling or anything like that. I'd never really had any belief in any of that stuff. And so when it happened to me, it was kind of weird and strange. And for a while, for a long time, I didn't believe it. Still didn't believe it. I just thought, oh, well, I'm sick and I'm just doing stuff. But then there are way too many serendipitous events, and there's way too much coincidence. And you know, when I started studying kinesiology, the head of school asked to see some of the writings that I'd done because I had thousands of pages of information. I've got a box sitting right next to me with all the old notebooks that I was just writing all the data down that they were telling me. And when she saw the cover of this sort of book, which they'd told me a specific drawing to put on the front of it, she cried and she said to me that 5 years earlier she'd had a channeling experience, and they said to her that a gentleman will approach you with this image on the cover and he needs your help. And so it was really from that moment on that I sort of started taking it seriously and thinking, wow, maybe this is real. And again, lots of other serendipitous events happened to make this not to be real. Like, it couldn't not be real. Like, I couldn't come up with half the stuff that I was being told, and I didn't know so much of the stuff, planetary stuff and quantum stuff and maths and healing and all sorts of stuff. There's no way I could make it up. There's no way.